Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video. I'm in London with this man here, Gareth Danks, shooting some street photography. But this video is going to be a little bit different. I thought it would be a very good idea to change my style, which I consider to be classic street photography, to Gareth's style, which is more akin to fine art. So, because I don't profess to be a fine art street photographer, far from it, love the genre, love the brilliant fine art street photographers that there are out and about there, it's not something I've ever really played around with too much. So in this video, with the help of this man behind me, I'm going to try and hone my skills as a fine art street photographer. In other words, I'm going to get a free lesson from this man here. Everything he tells me will film, so hopefully you guys can gain something from it as well. So for those of you who don't know who Gareth is a photographer by profession. He specializes in street photography and especially fine art street photography. And it's my love of fine art landscape photography and street photography that brings us together on this fine day in London. I enjoy street photography. I don't profess to be brilliant at it, but I'm more of, I would consider to be a classic street photographer, wherefore Gareth has gone through, probably through this stage, and now you're a lot more fine arty, aren't you? A lot more fine arty.
I think what I enjoy is having lots of strings to my bow. So I think if you're in an area where fine art suits, it's nice to recognise a fine art location, and we're in a fine art location now. But it's also nice to be able to have a backup. So if you can only photograph fine art and you walk into a place where there isn't that, you're going to struggle. So I think it's nice to have 3 or 4, or say 2 or 3 specialties in street photography.
I get that. I'm trying to find out if you need a magic eye for that genre, that style of photography. I love fine art street photography, but to me, because I can't instantly see it, I feel maybe there's a magic eye, or maybe I just need to be taught to look in the right places. Does that make sense? So hence the reason you're going to just pretend I'm a complete dummy.
Oh, that's easy. Give me a challenge.
Pretend we're on a one-to-one,
right? Okay,
and talk me through the very basics. So if anybody is watching this video now and they're struggling, like I'm struggling with fine art street photography, then hopefully they'll gain something from this video.
I think the key with you need to understand what fine art is and how it differs from normal candid street photography. Because normal candid street photography, you don't tend to you don't interfere with the scene. You don't have a chance to sort of work a scene as much. It's more instant. You don't Photoshop things out. You don't. You know, with fine art street photography, it's almost like architectural photography with a human element. So you've got to have a human element in fine art street photography, otherwise it's just architectural or documentary. But you start with the scene. So
it's the final presentation, really. That's what you're judged on.
Yeah, but I think the fine art part of it comes about finding a unique composition. If you just stood anywhere, and this is a beautiful environment where we're stood now. If you stood anywhere, you'd see a beautiful scene, and it's all kind of fine art if you turn it black and white. But so it's all kind of pretty if you turn it black and white, right? But what the fine art comes to is balancing it, improving, looking for geometry, looking for shapes, looking for reflections, looking for things that people would walk up and down the street every day for 10 years working it and never see. And you're looking for things that I think the key with fine art photography is keeping it simple, keeping the image as simple as possible.
Okay.
And looking at get rid of what you don't like. So if you wanted a reflection of St Paul's, which you've got over there, or that tower, or this architectural stuff, you look at what you like. Turning it black and white as you're photographing it is a really, really good idea, because it simplifies everything. Look for the geometry and balance the camera, balance the frame in camera. Try and spend some time on it. Work, say at least 20 minutes working the scene.
So it's more contrast.
It doesn't always have to be. There's a misconception with fine art that it's always contrast. It's easier to find. It's easier to find street photography, fine art street photography on a nice, bright, sunny day like today, because there's so much more contrast. So contrast will help you find shapes and stuff like that. But fine art doesn't have to be about high contrast and stuff. It's kind of more vogue. It's kind of more fashionable at the minute to do that.
All right. Okay. So this video isn't all about talking. You said we're in a great location. We've got great light.
Yeah.
Give me lesson number 1.
Lesson number 1 is to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Are you being go?
Let's go.
Oh, right.
Keep it
keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Let's go.
Yeah,
show me then. Show me. Show me. Show me. These are nice steps, aren't they?
Yeah.
What about the Christmas tree? Does that?
It kind of does wreck it, to be honest. This is something I would really have to sort of try my best to eliminate. But there's always a photograph. You just got to spend a bit of time working the scene and get rid of what you don't like, as I say.
These steps are really nice, aren't they?
Yeah, good. Nice.
See, instantly, I can imagine a bride and groom on here now.
Yeah, a bit of a fill flash. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, looking up there, like there's, you see the top section there. You've got that shape with the light there as well.
Yeah, love it.
So if somebody was to walk through that area at the top,
Yeah.
that's a nice frame. I'm not sure if it's there's somebody coming now, like you see.
That there's gorgeous. I can sit that there. Look at that. That portrait orientation with somebody walking through there with that light and that shadow. Oh, let's go and work that, Gareth. That's really cool. That's me getting excited about that gorgeous light. But Gareth wasn't keen, so he soon put me back in my place.
This is a really cool location. I really like this because there's lots of variables. You've got like the sweeping banister going up. You've got some stairs following up. So you've got a lot of things to work with. Again, same sort of vein, so you're looking for negative space to put your subject, keep it fine arts, keep it nice, silhouetted, simple shots. But this is a good location to come to work the scene, to look for reflections, to look for different leading lines, and to look for things that you're not just seeing on Instagram, to try and find things that are thinking outside the box. So coming lowering down, you can shoot underneath the glass. You've got a leading line going up there which takes you either above the person who comes down the stairs or below. So just by lifting the camera up and down, you can change the vantage point of this. But it's really, really nice because you've got this really, really strong diagonal lines coming off the stairs which take your eye up to the person. And yeah, it's just really, really nice shot. It's a nice place to relax and just take it all in. It's good. I've got a perfect corner coming off the top right of my frame, and I've got a line coming off the top left of my frame. So I'm just waiting for them to be in that. Go for it, mate. All right.
Yeah, there.
Yeah. So but it's nice to get it in camera, and it's nice to not have to think about an edit so much. But it's nice to keep it simple in camera. But just by changing the camera, you see the difference, the effect you get off the stairs, and it's just nice. I think with the geometry side of it, it's nice to get the corners bang on. So if you've got lines, they need to go to the corners. Obviously, you can crop it in post, but it's really nice just to slow down, relax, and just get the corners all right. But I'm always looking for how I can improve it, just by moving left or right. It's just going to change the gap, change the perspective.
And again, utilising these steps on the left-hand side.
But we're pre-focused at 3 metres, so I'm pre-focused on back button focusing at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
So the focus is locked in. I'm at 5.6, which is all I need. And then, yeah, it's good.
Just got to wait now for
just going to wait. My arm's already going to drop off. Yeah. It's nice to have a bit of St Paul's of shadow in the background, but it's not obvious St Paul's. So you have to anticipate as well how high the person's going to be. So quite often you'll get the perfect frame and then go chop their head off because you're not anticipating them. Yeah.
This lady's going to be great for us now. Watch this.
Yeah, we got that one.
Any good?
What's important with fine art though is not just to have a person walking into the scene. It's nice to be selective, and it's really, really good to come to London because you get some really, really nice dress suits and stuff like that. Now obviously with anybody with an umbrella or with a trilby hat is going to look absolutely fantastic, but it is nice if anybody's got a bag, or you can be a bit more selective about who's coming down as opposed to somebody in jogging bottoms or something like that, you know. So a lady with a bag's coming in.
So I'm looking at that. How does that look?
I can see a few things I don't like.
Okay.
So it's important to sort of work the scene and get rid of what you don't like. I think that there isn't much of a gap for somebody to walk through the scene. So that...
does it want to be more there or more...
Well, if you move the camera left and right, as in physically left and right.
Ah, right, okay, so physically.
You're bringing that into the frame more.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that thing
More
in the
of a-
middle,
more of a
yeah.
gap.
So I was right over to the right, even more,
Okay.
because as in no, right back here.
So more of a gap here.
Yeah. So bring the camera further to the right, and it's closing. It's getting rid of that. What is that? A banister. It's giving you more of a space.
All right, okay.
And then also looking for diagonals.
Would
So you haven't got a diagonal. That's it. That's nice.
So
that's
you go
nice.
the opposite way.
Yeah.
Fine.
I kind of like that line. See that black line coming from the top right?
Yeah, love it.
And then if you twist the camera a little bit, all right, see if we can. So you can see them yellow dots. Those 3 yellow dots.
Yeah.
I'm trying to utilise them a little bit. It's not about rule of thirds so much with fine art, but it's all about balance and having interest in geometry.
Okay.
So just moving the camera around until you get like an angle you like. But I'd definitely be trying to get a bit more of a space there for the person to come down the stairs. So what you can do if you're with a friend, you
So
get
more
a
of a
friend.
space. So like say,
Yeah,
over
just-
here less space.
Yeah.
Over here more space. But now we're starting to bring.
Yeah, but you bring the camera back, further back, and then you can just you want to
Okay.
do 35mm at the minute, yeah.
Yeah. 20,
so just-
24.
Yeah, so I say just play around with the composition. But again, you've lost your corners. Your corners are way off. No, your corners are way off like there. So I'd want to be
Okay.
there.
Right there.
See?
Oh, look at that. Oh, that was your shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
sometimes it's just about nice to see it, not necessarily get the shot.
Let me-
Sometimes it's just nice to see it, you know.
I'll grab 1 or 2 shots like that, then I'll see if I can change or find another composition from this very same spot. Maybe one I'm a little bit more comfortable with, and then you can have a go at me for getting it wrong.
It's all learning. Yeah.
Oh, look at that,
guide
that's
3,
just there.
2, 1. There you are. Straight in.
Ah, wonderful.
That's it.
Again, there, look at that, boom. Except I'm in video mode.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right as long as you're seeing it. It's fine. Another key is to wait for one person. See, if you've got like a load of people coming down,
Sure.
it doesn't work as well as keeping one person, keeping it nice and minimal.
So, pre-focus there. Knackers, isn't it?
It does with a big heavy camera. Tip number 27. Either a phone or a small camera is ideal. Did you get it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, happy with that one?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's really cool. Look, I've moved ever so slightly, so this is more my, let's say, not that you haven't photographed that, but I've just, like we spoke earlier on.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, just working the scene, yeah.
Yeah, and I like that, that's really nice. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. You can't believe how much Gareth persists and works a scene. He's been there for a good 30 minutes just waiting for the right subject or for at least somebody to be in the right place. That's so admirable. That's a pretty cool shot from here actually. Look at that. Right, now this is interesting because Gareth's just given me a bit of a task, and these steps that we came to a second ago, we just came down to the bottom of them. Gareth said, have a look around and see what you could see. Now, I could see obvious reflections, Christmas tree lights. We just had a debate about Christmas tree lights that we don't like. Behind me here, there's lots of reflections, but to me, it's all too busy. But then, Gareth said this.
Look up. Look up.
So I'm going to try and film this now, but Gareth, you point this up with a camera, please, so people could see exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so...
Okay, so you're looking just up there into the gap.
So keeping it simple, just getting rid of everything we don't like, and obviously we've got a bit of a problem with Christmas tree lights. But from here, there are Christmas tree lights reflecting. But one of the good things about profiles, you can on your camera, you can make it so that you're shooting either high contrast, black and white, and the Christmas tree reflections actually disappear. So I've got a shot. You see the guy coming down here now. So we've got the geometry of the architecture in the background, which, as I said, with fine art photography, it's kind of architectural with a human element. So you find your background, you find what you like. work the scene. So I'm looking for, I like the shape of the stairs. I've got loads of space for people to walk around the stairs, and they would be on negative space. They've got the white reflective building in the background, which actually earlier would have been even better because you can see the highlight from the sun catching the top of the building. But as they come down the stairs, they've got that white background, and that's dead important to get the negative space. But there's two areas. There's where that lady's just walked past in the bottom left, and then if she comes down the stairs, I see somebody going up there. So you've got two locations. You see that shot there now.
Am I going to have to come across?
Yeah. I might. And then basically I'm taking it portrait. What I like is the sort of shape, and I'm exaggerating that with a portrait shot.
Like that? Is it that sort of angle?
No, because if you're looking at your screen now, it's going to be landscape. So if it was going to be portrait, I would be taking the photograph like...
Oh, so exactly what I just did, but the other way around.
Hang on. Kind of like that. Yeah. So it's... But you see, you've got people coming around there, and they're in a nice little pocket. Ideally, you'd have somebody coming down the stairs here and somebody in the top left-hand corner. That would be the perfect shot. But this is where it's important to zone focus, so pre-focus. I get away with infinity here, pre-focus infinity. Aperture's at 5.6, I've got plenty of depth of field because I'm on a wide-ish angle. And just wait, so the camera's not going to try and focus, it's not going to try and hunt. The settings are all dialed in. I'm underexposed by just over a stop, so to compensate for the dark. Keeping an eye on the histogram, make sure I'm not clipping or anything like that, although it wouldn't be that important if I did clip here, because street photography, fine art, you kind of get away with it a bit more, gives you more contrast, but yeah, be a nice frame.
So let's try and grab a shot or two from here, but if we can't get one, I'll show the guys the pictures that you've taken from here.
Yeah.
In the past.
This is the sort of location that you want to spend about 20 minutes again, just working the scene, it's dead important.
Perfect.
Really, really important to spend a bit of time analysing the pictures you've taken, and scrutinising them, find out what you like, what you don't like, because always a way of improving a shot. So with fine art, you're pre-focused, and just by moving left and right slightly, you're changing the scene, changing the dynamic. But spend a bit of time, don't be proud about your photograph, spend a bit of time looking at the photograph, seeing, well, how can we improve it? What's distracting? Is there a human element going in? Is there a light going through them? How can we improve it? Because there is an area here that I'm not 100% happy with, and sometimes the focal length will correct that, but not with that.
Fine tune, I call it. Fine tuning. So I've just left Gareth working the scene, and what we're going to do now is go across to St. Paul's, because Gareth wants to work the scene with me at St. Paul's as well. But while Gareth is working that scene, I thought I'd nip up here and try and grab a picture or two in my own style. And I've clocked these eyes in this shop window, and I think they look fantastic. So what I'm going to do is photograph the eyes looking into the scene, and photograph or capture people walking towards me reflected in the window here.
Working a composition of St. Paul's, the light looks amazing. I've decided to try some low-level stuff, try some high-level stuff. Looking for symmetry, so the fine art of it is the balance and symmetry. Obviously we've got to be able to see St. Paul's, we've got to have people left and right, so St. Paul's in the middle. So it's a patience game. But I've tried in my camera, I can turn an ND filter on and off. So I've done some slow shutters. I've done some down to say 15th of a second. I've tried some handheld 15th of a second, but this doesn't have a IS lens. It's just a waiting game really, so we can get somebody interested. I'm freezing people as they come past now, so I've got some options, but it's all about the symmetry and obviously being able to see St. Paul's as well in the background.
And that light in the background at the moment, terrific, isn't it?
It is, but we've lost the best of it. I mean, look, it's very, very bright at the minute, but the light, I mean, over there, it's stunning. But the cloud that we had earlier was absolutely fantastic. So I love the bookend though. I love the symmetry of here and here. If I press this button, I've got this film simulation, which just makes it look absolutely phenomenal, you know. So I could almost see St. Paul's through. Everybody's a silhouette. lady pointing over there is quite interesting. That's quite cool, where they're taking a picture over there. Wish there was somebody. Is he going left? Is he going left? Oh, he's no. If he'd have gone left and bookended the photograph, that'd have been added that balance, you know. But that is it. Oh, lady running, guy with the other bag the other side. With fine art as well, if you keep the camera still, you can get away with cheating a bit more and overlaying images more than you can with sort of strict candid photography. So this is a nice shot because I can be really selective. If they went one either side now, that'd be stunning, wouldn't it? So I could take that shot and then take that shot. That's quite nice though. Guy in that one, so there's two there, the guy in that one.
Right, so what are you seeing here, Gareth?
I love the diagonals pointed.
Can you see the back of your camera? Let's see what you're looking at.
Well, basically I've got the diagonals and I've got a nice guy and some pools. So we've got people coming into these sort of shapes here and a diagonal coming down. It's a really, really nice location to come and shoot because you can practice your compositions, you can practice where your positioning is, you can, there's loads of shots from up there which we've just done, but the leading lines are so strong, and when you get like nice silhouettes walking into the frame there like that, obviously they can't have the rail cutting through the head, but it's a really, really nice place to sort of sit and wait, and especially with a light like this, I've never seen it like this, side lighted some balls, winter light, and then that really hot, strong contrast on the people, on the subjects. I mean, is that a lady coming? She's coming. She might be quite close. They need to be close to the rails to fit in that gap, but
or slightly further away to fit under the rails.
Because if we go too far away, you can't see the legs. You need to see the space.
All right, okay.
So
with you.
Yeah, she's good. There, she's good. So there's one lady. That lady on her own. Then that photograph works out really well because she's a solitary subject. So it looks like I photoshopped everybody else out the picture, but she's like the only person in the shot. And it's nice. It's just a really nice, simple. And I think with one of the tricks to fine art street photography is just to try and keep everything down to a minimum. If there's loads of people in that frame, it just detracts so much from the photograph. The strength of the photographs comes from that simple element, and it makes it a lot more challenging as well, because you could come here on a day like this and there's loads of people, take you 2 hours to get a photograph with literally like that, with one person's in it. So you got a couple coming through holding hands now, so that you might be able to get, if I move this way a bit, I lose that leading line, so I need to make sure that the leading line is strong enough, and I've got a couple there. And if they were holding hands now, then he's bending over to do something. But it just makes it so much more difficult, and it's so much more rewarding when you get that photograph. But yeah, it's been a really, really nice place to shoot this.
Pretty cool, that, Gareth.
You enjoyed that, huh?
I enjoyed that. Did you know what? The biggest takeaway from this for me is you think you know everything, you don't know jack, basically. And you know, I'm aghast. I'm not really sure what to say, because I thought I had a good eye for composition, a good eye for photography in general, but it just goes to show that this is a real niche genre of photography. Yeah. But now that you've taught me to look differently. So I feel now I can go out and maybe give it a good shot and maybe develop my own skills better. Then clearly,
if I managed to teach you, that's some feedback, isn't it? Take
well,
that.
no, I'm honestly lost for words.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm like. You know, I'm not a know-it-all. But when you're in the industry for a long time, you don't think there's anything anybody can teach you about photography, and this just goes to show how wrong you can be.
Same with anything. I've never tried macro, so I'd probably struggle with that. So the same with anything. If you try something new, it's going to be different. It's never as straightforward as it looks, anyway. And but the trick is, if you've got good light, it makes fine art photography a lot easier.
Yeah,
but
obviously.
Another thing is just to go out, even if it's not good light, and eye up locations. So when it is good light, you come back and you can work the scene then. But it's it's good fun. It's more relaxing. The candid street photography is very, very much more fast paced, and you know, be ready, have the camera ready, quick snap sort of thing. Whereas this, you can sort of find a composition and think, right, I'm going to fine tune it and wait for the right person with a hat, the right person with a bag or something like that, or whatever you want, whatever it needs to be, or come back different times of the day when the light changes. It's far much more relaxed than the normal candid street photography. So it's good.
Now I've got 101 questions to ask you. I'm not going to
just do 99 today.
Just do 99. No, because I want to stop the video there, because I think that if you're new to this genre of photography, you know, then maybe the video will become very boring very quickly if we start divulging more, you know, about this style of photography. So I think as a newbie, to me personally, I feel like I've learned enough today. I want to digest this, and I want to go away and I want to try and develop the skills that you've taught me. So I'm going to stop it here, but I'd love the opportunity to make a part 2.
Yeah, definitely,
where I can cover those 99 questions at length. Is that all right?
99 questions would be an hour and a half long video, wouldn't it? Let's do it. You'll run out of battery after a 10-minute video, so you'll have no chance of that.
99 questions, but street photography is not one of them. Right, perfect. Right.
Let's go and find a cafe.
Let's go to the Tate Gallery.
Let's go find the toilet.
Let's go to the Tate Gallery.
Let's go.